Alrighty, guys, welcome, one and all to Talisman, the 4th edition board game setup. We're going to be setting up a scenario here. As you can see, the information, the board is quite big, and with all the cards and everything, what I'm going to actually have to do is put the characters here in the middle of the board until such time as we need them. This is just going to be setup, though. So there won't be any gameplay, so if you're looking for gameplay, I would check out the next video in the series. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose 3 random heroes. And we are playing with, I should mention the expansions we're playing with, so everyone knows. We are playing with the Blood Moon expansion and the werewolf. Starts in the forest. We're playing with the Frost March expansion. We are playing with the Grim Reaper. Starts at the Portal of Power. And we're playing with the Firelands expansion. So these are 4 expansions. These are for the mini expansions, but you can tell that there is a ton of cards, which I spent like an hour shuffling just to try and get all the cards mixed up. When you're dealing with all of these different expansions, each expansion adds a certain number of cards, and oh my gosh, it takes forever. So I've been shuffling the hell out of these cards, but I have a feeling they're still going to be rather not mixed up as well as I would have liked. But so that's why I decided to create like 3 different piles so I can shuffle the pile and then randomly draw one from each of the different piles. So anyways, so we're also going to be using alternate ending. So I have all the alternate endings from all of the expansions we're using, and we will randomly determine one of those as well. This video is only going to be probably about half hour or maybe a little bit longer, but I'm going to be playing some Fields of Fire with our good friends on the War Room channel and the Boo Tweezers over on the Boo Tweezers channel here in a little bit. So I wanted to just get this set up and ready to go beforehand. So, see, I've been shuffling these. So let's see what random card we get. We'll roll a die, and that will be the number of cards that we flip over. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. This one right here. Blood Moon Werewolf. Blood Moon Werewolf. So, if you are not, so this will replace the normal ending game. So when the character reaches the Crown of Command, instead of doing the normal thing, what they're going to do is, if you're not a lycanthrope, you must choose to attack the Blood Moon Werewolf, who has a strength of 12, a craft of 12, and 4 life. You can use either strength or craft. Each time you defeat the Blood Moon Werewolf, remove one of its lives and immediately attack it again. If you have a standoff or are defeated, your turn ends and you must roll on the werewolf chart. The character who removes the last Blood Moon Werewolf last life wins the game. If you are a lycanthrope, at the start of each of your turns, you must choose a character on the region and attack him. Your character remains on the Crown of Command. If you defeat the character, he is killed. If the character defeats you, he claims a reward as normal. If all other characters are killed, you win the game. So if you're a lycanthrope, you're not fighting him, you're joining him to attack the other characters. If you are not a werewolf, that are a lycanthrope, if you're not a lycanthrope, then you do attack the Blood Moon Werewolf, strength of 12, craft of 12. And that's how this game's going to end, one way or the other. Lycanthrope, non-lycanthrope players. So there we go. If I can put all the rest of these back in the box. back in the box, as we mentioned, we're playing with the Grim Reaper and the Werewolf. These characters will activate whenever a regular character rolls a 1 on their movement die. They will take their turn, they will finish their turn, and then they will roll for both the Werewolf and the Grim Reaper for movement. And they can then move that however they want, 6 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if there was a character there, they could have the Werewolf attack the character, and then they roll on either the Werewolf chart or the Grim Reaper chart. So that's how those characters work. You'll see more of that when we get into the actual gameplay of things. It does take a little while to set everything up. I will just mention that. Again, here is our... You don't have to play with alternate endings, but I think they add a nice variety to the game instead of always doing the same thing. This time, you can defeat the big bad werewolf to win the game, or if you're a lycanthrope, you can destroy all of the other characters. So that's fun, right? All right. So let's set our other things aside for right this second. The rules, as we don't need those. There are reference cards when you become a lycanthrope. What happens? There is also a new card that is in play at all times. It either is on the daylight side, or the nighttime side. If you fight enemies get a -1 to their attack strength during the day, but they get a +1 attack strength during the night. So I think it starts on the day side. So yeah, we'll look at the lycanthrope a little bit when someone actually turns into a lycanthrope. So because of the space requirements, as you can tell, this game does take up a lot of space. I could keep the character sheets way over here, or put them way over here, but you guys won't be able to see them. So what I thought I would do is put them actually on the middle board like this, so at least you guys can have a pretty good idea of them. Then keep their items down here, and then obviously when somebody makes it to the middle of the board, then we'll have to move them, but that won't be until later in the game. So because of that, I can only fit 3 of these on here. So we're going to have a 3-player game. Doesn't that make sense? I think it does. So now it's time to roll for some random characters here. Again, I've been shuffling this quite extensively. Boom, 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 boom. All right, the first character that we got coming into play. Again, I'm going to flip up a number of cards equal to whatever we die roll is. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is it right here. Here it is. Our first character. Boom, 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 boom. The Nomad. The Nomad. So let's look at the special abilities of the Nomad. First, she's got a strength of 3, a craft of 3. She starts with 4 life, a gold, and 3 fate. So I guess I need to get this stuff out. We'll give her gold. Fate. I'm not sure, but I think maybe this is fate. We're going to use it for fate because why not? Alright, her special abilities are when you encounter a space not in the inner region. So this is the outer region, this is the middle region, and this is the inner region. When you encounter a space not in the inner region, you may ignore all the printed text on the space and instead treat it as if it says draw a card. Do not draw a card if there's already a card in this space. So she can ignore all in these special... Wow, that is so huge. Oh my god. When you encounter a place card, you may choose to ignore it when you encounter a place card. So that must be like certain things have object, follower, event, follower, enemy, follower, event, follower, enemy, follower, enemy, stranger, magic object, place. Oh yeah, so there are things that have place on them. She can ignore any card that has the word place on it. So being the Nomad, that makes sense. Instead of moving normally, you may spend one fate to stay at your current space and encounter it. You cannot use this ability if you used it in the last turn. Starts at any space in the outer region and your alignment is neutral. Wow. Well, let's see. Starts at any space in the outer region. Her alignment is neutral. And where would the Nomad like to start the game? And I need to find her little character. And let me tell you, I got so many little miniatures. It could take me an hour to figure out where the Nomad is, to be honest. It is one of the expansions, which means it's probably one of these cards. And I think I found her. Oh my god, what luck is that? Yes, I did. The Nomad. Look at that. That is incredibly lucky. And the Nomad, what color are we going to make the Nomad? Well, let's make the Nomad. We'll make her... Should we make her green? We'll make her yellow because she's kind of brownish yellow in her thing. So unless somebody else comes up and is yellowish, we'll make her yellow. There we go. Now, which space would she like to start in? That's the next question of the day. Well, the werewolf starts over here and Dr. Death over here. So I'm thinking she wants to probably start away from them. And because she can ignore the special text on all these locations, she'll just start in the woods right over there. I think is a good option for her. I'm just going to keep shuffling cards as we talk, so that way I can keep a nice cycle of these cards going through. And so we do need to now worry about the next character that's coming into play. So 3 fates, gold for life. I don't know if you should be placing those tokens on their card or not. I think it would just get too cluttered. I think only time you do is when you adjust it, maybe. She starts off with 3 craft and 3 strength. So, all right. So we shuffled this up pretty well again. Some of these are upside down for some reason. Another one that's upside down. All right. Here we go. Cut. There we go. Roll a die again. 4. 1, 2, 3. And this is it. This is the one. It is... Dun, dun, dun. The Monk. This is also one of the... No, it's not. It's one of the original cards, which means, yes, it will take me a while to figure this one out. The Monk. Alright, so that's his information there. I'll read you off what he has. So, he has a strength of 2, a craft of 3, and 4 life, a gold, and 5 fate. Wow, talk about Mr. Fatey. So that is a lot of fate. And a gold. Sure. Give you a gold and a lot of fate. Alright. Alright, your inner belief allows you to add your craft value to your strength during battle. So he's got craft and strength, and your inner belief allows you to add your craft value to your strength value during battle. After rolling the die when praying, you may add 1 to the score, and I believe the praying is in the chapel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, either heal up to your life value for free or pray by rolling a die, and then something happens. He gets to add 1 to his score, which is way over here in the chapel. And you may not use weapons or armor during battle. So he's kind of restricted in what he can do, but he does get a good strength and craft score. So he starts in the village, and his alignment is good. The village is over. Oops, that's his coin. Oh, I need his token. And since he is a core character, the monk, huh? Right here's the monk. I was going to paint him at one point, but you see how well that worked out, huh? Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I see how well it worked out. Don't worry. We're going to make the monk white. He starts over here. Try and put him in the corner so you guys can see him. Alright, there's character number 2. Now, we have 1 more character. I'd love to get a 4-player game going, but I just don't have the space. I mean, when you add in some of the expansion boards, they take up about another big chunk that you're going to put on the side. In fact, do I have one to show you? Maybe I got one I can show you how big. I mean, I'm not going to take it out. Let's see. Here's one. So there are 4 corner boards, what they call them, in this game, because you actually place them in the corner, and you can see how much extra space they would actually take to place in here. That's why we're not using them. They just don't have the room to add in corner boards and all the other stuff as well. So, even with the way it's set up, it's going to take up a lot of space. So if you had a huge table, so we have our monk, we have our nomad. Let's find out who our 3rd contestant will be. And yes, I'm wondering, is there any way to maybe squeeze 4 in? Maybe. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to play with 4. I think we can do it. We're going to try. So we're going to play with 4. So I lied about 3. We're going to play with 4. Because I really would like to play with 4. And this card is upside down. Alrighty, well, let's see which is our third competitor in the first international multi-universe world championship of Talisman. Roll a die. 4 again. 1, 2, 3, and this is it. This is the one. It is dun 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 dun, the Dark Cultist. What? The Dark Cultist? We got a monk, we got a nomad, and a Dark Cultist now. Now I gotta find her character. For fortunately, she came in, and she should be holding up a nice thing. Interesting. This looks like a Dark Cultist, but I don't think it is. These are... because she's got like a staff in her hand. So unless they changed their mini... yes, and she's definitely an expansion one. See? We found the other ones too quickly. And this guy's holding up a mace, and it's a guy, not a girl, so that's definitely not her. Huh. Let's see real quick if maybe she got moved into the group to paint before. I don't know why she would have, and nobody else from the group of... You're making me sad. Nope. Let me jump about just to make sure. Sometimes they might look different inside the package. See, this is what I was thinking the Dark Cultist might look like. Come on. Come on. Ah, well. And that might be the one we use, because I mean, it doesn't really matter, but... does it really matter which one we use? It's just a miniature. I would have liked to... Yeah. Oh well. Well, she is going to be this character, unless of course we draw that character, then we'll have to give her back. Alright, special ability. When you attack another character, you may choose to make the attack psychic combat. You do not need this. You do not do this when you're attacked by another character. Whenever you kill an enemy or defeat another character or force them to lose a life, roll 1 die to receive a gift from the forces of darkness. If you defeat a good character, you may add 1 to your roll. So she can gain a fate, gain a gold, gain a life, gain a strength, gain a craft, or gain a spell. You're always evil. Ignore any effect that it changes your alignment. She starts at the graveyard. Graveyard's over there. The Dark Cultist. Alright. So, she gets 1 fate, 1 gold. She has 3 strength, 3 craft, 4 life, and a special ability when you kill an enemy or defeat another character. That seems pretty good. She can kill lots of enemies and then just power herself up if she can get them. If she can kill them off. Alright, so that is our third. With the Nomad, the Monk, the Dark Cultist. 1 left to go. So interesting enough, we have 1 from the base set. We got 1 from the Reaper expansion. 1 from one of the other expansions. Not sure which one it is. Yeah. I don't think we're actually playing with that expansion, but that should be okay. Alright, here we go. Let's roll 1 more character up here. Let's add a 4th to the party to see who's going to win the first international Talisman Tournament of Champions. Alright, here we go. Roll that die. 6. 1, it's not the Doomslayer. It's not the Dervish. It's not the Leprechaun. It's not the Warlock. It's not the Merchant. It is, of course, going to be the Necromancer. Bah. The Necromancer. Starts off with a strength of 2, a craft of 4. He has 4 life, a gold, and 2 fate. He begins the game with 2 spells. When you attack another character, you may choose to make the attack psychic combat. When you do this, you may not do this when attacked by another character. Spirits will not attack you, although you may choose to attack them. If you do not attack a spirit, you may enthrall it if your craft is higher than the spirit's craft. The spirit joins you as a follower and adds his craft to yours in psychic combat, after which it departs to the discard pile. You may use any number of enthralled spirits during a psychic combat. The Necromancer. I saw that character's mini. Guess I should have left these out. I forgot we were doing a 4th one. I didn't see his mini, so here it is right there. Right there. So I guess he'll be green. We'll give him green. Necromancer, green. Sure. He starts in the graveyard with the lady. I think the Dark Cultist and the Necromancer are going to team up against the Monk and the Nomad. We shall see. We shall see, my friends. So that is our 4th. When you attack another character, you may choose to make that attack psychic combat. So obviously he's got a craft of 4, plus if he enthralls some spirits, Don't attack a spirit. You can enthrall it if your craft is higher than its craft. The spirit joins you as a follower and adds its craft to yours in psychic combat. After which it departs to the discard pile. So you can basically energize, and he will gain 2 fate. He is evil. She is evil. He is good. I'm actually going to turn these up so that way I can keep track of their alignment quickly. She's neutral, so she gets neither. I think these are neutral cards. I think that's what that means. I think. No, there's good and evil. Neutral, okay, I got it. Okay. So you are good. So you get the good. La. And you're evil. Uh-huh. And you're evil. All right. So if they get anything, we can put it down below their little sheets there. And that's it. That's set up. I thought it would take a little bit longer, but fortunately got it done pretty quickly. So there you go. We'll have our first edition, our first episode coming up next time. Probably tonight, around sometime 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight, whatever. And we'll play for a couple hours and see how it goes. I should mention this is a single elimination tournament. So once the character is dead, they're out, they're done. No coming back from death. You're out, you're gone. So we'll see who is the survivalist at the end of the tournament. In the meantime, thank you all for coming out, checking out our setup video, and hopefully we'll see you guys later tonight for episode 1. In the meantime, I got a lot of cards to be shuffling some more, because, 1,000 cards are not enough. We must continue shuffling. Must continue shuffling. Must shuffle more. Must shuffle more. I'd like to get them nice and shuffled, so. Alright guys, we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.